Hello everyone, how are you doing? I am Giovanna Girardi, a lawyer specialized in intellectual property based in Madrid, Spain, but serving clients worldwide for them to truly benefit from the trademarks, patents, and designs. And today I wanted to talk to you about an incredibly recurrent topic in my practice. Something is a topic that comes around in different types of questions, different type of inquiries, variations of the inquiries, but the essence is the same. And I have these inquiries several times every week. And this is tricks to do to be able to reach registration. And when we think about tricks to reach registration, we will find loads of them. There are loads of tricks to reach registration. But when we're talking about trademarks, when we talk about brands and having a registered trademark, we cannot only be thinking about the registration itself. We are not only thinking about the ownership, we're thinking about the future interests of our business. We're thinking of our business. So tricking the system to reach registration is possible. Is it worth it? Maybe not. So that's what I want you to understand. I want you to understand the true value of having a trademark and how to use it for the benefit of your business. So imagine you buy a car, okay? And generally, when we buy a car because we want the car to transport us from point A to point B, yeah? And imagine the car you bought cannot leave the garage, and there is nothing else you can do. You cannot take it to a mechanic. He's not gonna be able to help you because there is nothing to fix it. So the car you bought to transport you from point A from point B has to be in the garage forever and ever and ever. So of course the car still has a value, is still an asset. You can exploit it for different things, but not for the thing you bought the car for, okay? So there is a value, but the value is not the one you expected the car to have. And when we think of trademarks and we only consider the registration, sometimes we do things that will make our trademark be sitting in the garage and have value, but not the value we actually wanted the trademark to have. So trademarks, for one side, you have to consider the legal aspects and reach registration to be able to own it, and then later on enforce it against competitors, etc., etc. But the basic function of a trademark is to enable business, to enable sell. So the main purpose a trademark has to fulfill in your business is to help your clients to understand, to recognize where the products they are purchasing or the service they are purchasing are coming from. That is your business. So the true value of a trademark, or the way to exploit the true value of a trademark, is in having a brand or a brand name that is not descriptive. Because if you describe what you're trading with your brand name, for one, it's not going to be possible for you to own it because descriptive trademarks cannot be registered. And on the second, if you arrange a trick to finally register this trademark, it's still going to be difficult for consumers to understand that product with that name that is descriptive, that they don't understand what is the trick you use to reach registration and ownership, is yours. So it's not fulfilling that main purpose a trademark has. Then a trademark has to be distinctive. It has to be unique and extraordinary in respect to the products or services is trading. And it's the same thing. You can add things up to trick registration, but then again, you have to think about your consumer, how the consumer will perceive that. And a brand has to be available. That means that it's not owned by anyone else before you apply for it. If that is the case and you have to find a trick to become the owner of your brand, then you again have to think about your consumer. How the consumer will perceive this trick. Is he gonna understand there's a trick there? He's not gonna understand. But even a step further, how consumers find you? In this day and age where the digital is everything in our lives, it's likely that internet is very important for your consumer, and it's very important for him to be able to find you online, on social media, on search engines, etc., etc. So if that's the case and you trick the system and you add a surname to a name that would be otherwise not available to be privately owned, and you tricked the system, how will that trick translate in this Google search? How will that trick translate in the domain name you're gonna have? How that trick will translate in so many other things that will help your consumer reach or not reach you out, or your product or service out. So that's what you have to think of. So when we're thinking about registration, okay, there is a big side of what is legally possible, and what is legally possible can always be more legal if you change one or a few things. But these tricks might not be beneficial for your business. And that's really the key issue here. You want a car that is fully functional. You want a car that is fully functional. And you want a trademark that is fully functional, that enables your consumer to find you the easiest and the quickest way as possible. And adding things up, adding surnames might help. Sometimes it's nice to have, yes, but you have to consider it with intention and with attention, because you want your trademark to be fully functional and you'll be able to extract value, the full value of your trademark registration. So to help you avoid these pitfalls, of course, I'm here. But I also wrote a book called The Grace Path to the Names That Sell. You can find it on my website. I talk a lot about different aspects of trademark registration, the previous steps to trademark registration, how to perform a search and understand if the name is available. Of course, you don't have to do it yourself, but as a business owner, as a business manager, it's always nice to fully understand what you're faced on when you're hiring someone. So that will help you out too. And of course, if you have any questions, any doubts, I am always here to help. You just have to send me a message, an email, call, whatever you prefer. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.